And don't even make me say any more about this. I do not want to tease people. I don't want to talk. Just. But if you get a call on it, we'll deal with it. When that happens, depending on the call, I have to say we'll deal. But aside from that, just let it go. Just let it simmer. Okay, now back to what I was saying. See, this is the thing. We don't have meetings. I don't collect. So if anybody else wants something said in this program, they have to interrupt me during the program to get their point of view. There's no meeting beforehand where people lobby me to talk about this or that that they're interested in. This is a benevolent dictatorship. And to show you how benevolent it is, I sit here and allow myself to be interrupted. Now, the one area of my interview with Wallace on Sunday that I have not yet seen excerpted, I have not seen any highlights, is my comments about Obama. Well, wait, no, Fox did that.
I'm checking with the event organizer.
But what I said about Michael Flynn
should be done around 11 o'clock.
Last week, I made the point we discovered that the FBI agent, who happened to be Peter Strzok's who interviewed Flynn, said afterward that he didn't think Flynn had lied. A number of other FBI agents who reviewed the transcript of the interview concluded Flynn had not lied. The Washington Post published a transcript of the phone call between Flynn and the Russian ambassador. The Washington Post concluded that Flynn had not lied. Yet Flynn copped a plea with the special counsel Robert Mueller, agreeing that one count that he lied to investigate. And he did this because he was about to be ruined. His family was coming unglued with all the attention and all the pressure. And whatever money he had saved was now gone down the lawyer loophole. I mean, he would spend everything he had defending himself in this case. It then became a question of was Flynn told that the FBI thought he was innocent, that he had not lied? Was Flynn told that he agreed to plead guilty? And then we raised the question, was Flynn's lawyer told? In other words, the FBI agent who happened to be Peter Strzok did the interview, thought there was no lying on the part of Flynn. That's exculpatory. Exculpatory conclusion. Did they share that with Flynn's lawyer? Obviously not. Because if they had shared with Flynn's lawyer that the FBI didn't think Flynn lied, then why did Flynn complicate a lie? Well, there has been a major development. The judge in the case who accepted the original plea was removed. And that's the correct... Well, the judge left the case 2 days after Flynn entered the guilty plea. And there has been speculation that the judge was removed because it has been learned that Flynn was not told that nobody thought he lied. So Mueller may have gotten a guilty plea out of Flynn, and Flynn didn't lie to anybody in their opinion. Well, here's the update, and it's from the Federalist. It's written by Margot Cleveland, how a plea reversal from Michael Flynn could uncover more federal corruption. On Friday, Judge Emmett Sullivan issued an order in United States versus Flynn that, while widely unnoticed, reveals something fascinating. A motion by Michael Flynn to withdraw his guilty plea based on government misconduct is likely in the works. Just a week ago, and thus before Sullivan quietly directed Mueller's team to provide Flynn's attorneys any exculpatory evidence. This we had last week too. The new judge in the case. Obviously, I can't say like the judge has learned that the FBI didn't think Flynn had lied, but he wasn't told. This whole interview is crazy. Flynn did not know he was being officially interviewed. He was in the White House. It's January 24th, I believe. And the FBI's there. Flynn thinks I'm national security advisor. The FBI would naturally want to talk to me. Strokes said, we got time for a little chat. Came in, did an interview. Flynn didn't even know he was sitting in a formal interview, didn't even have a lawyer with him. And out of that comes the fact that he had lied to the FBI agents about his conversation with the Russian ambassador. And it all has to do with whether or not the Trump team was planning to lift the sanctions Obama had put in place in December to punish the Russians for stealing the election away from Hillary, all that yada yada BS. So last Friday, the new judge in the case, directed Mueller's team to provide Flynn's attorney any exculpatory evidence, which would include the FBI thinking Flynn had not lied. This was a Byron York story last week. The next day, Andy McCarthy wrote his piece about this, and we were off and running. And we now have a way of understanding the significance of the judge's order on Friday. Now, the point that Margot Cleveland is making here is that if Flynn was misled, deceived, and lied to, and not told that the FBI didn't think
Boston all the way down to State.
that has to be the case. Why would he plead guilty to lying if the FBI didn't think that he
The 5K
lied?
all it's going to do is come down Boston, hang around on Jim Wells,
And the only
go to Yorktown
answer
and
to
back.
that is
Pretty
he had to
simple
stop.
I advise you guys when you're when we get ready to take off.
Couldn't afford it anymore.
Okay, but
But they were going after his son, too, remember that? And that the family was just under immense pressure.
Now what they're going to do is they're going to go down Boston and take it all the way to Staples. And then when they hit Staples, they're going to head south, and then they're going to hang a right on Yorktown and head west. And they're going to run it all the way down until they hit Yorktown.
To
And then they're
recap
going to
this,
hang a
on
left
November 30th,
and continue going west
2017,
on Yorktown until they pass
prosecutors
Great
working
Lakes.
for Mueller charged
That little
Flynn with lying to FBI. The
turn
following
around and
day,
come back to
Flynn
the
pled
background.
guilty before Judge Rudolph Contreras. Less than a week later, it's like a matter of days, and without explanation, Flynn's case was reassigned to Judge Emmett Sullivan. Sullivan is the judge of the Olympic Phoenix case right against prosecutors. And I'm having a mental block. Maybe it's me having a
And then they're going to hang
One of the new judges
at Ozone Parkway,
submitted a standing order December 12, 2017, directing the government to reduce to defendant Flynn in a timely manner, including during plea negotiations, any evidence in its possession that is favorable to Flynn and material even to his guilty conscience. Sullivan's standing order further directed the government, if it has identified any information favorable to Flynn, but which the government believes not to be material, to submit that to the court too. Ted Stevens, that's exactly what it was. The government reamed and got Ted Stevens for lying or some such thing, and this is the judge that came in and overturned. That's exactly what Senator Ted was found guilty of some such thing, and this is the judge who came in and found the government irregularities and reversed the decision and removed the guilt away from Ted Stevens. Flynn's attorney should start receiving all of this pretty soon from the special counsel.
Yeah, might be so. Restraining order on her?
If this was indeed withheld from Flynn, common sense says it has to have been. Why else plead guilty? If you're told the agent that interviewed didn't think you had lied, and if the Washington Post publishes their transcript and they weigh in that they don't think they lied, and if other FBI then why is Flynn pleading guilty to lying? It's because he wasn't told. And if that's the case, what other evidence has been withheld? See, this kind of thing always provides a starting point, not a solution. So if prosecutors and investigators have withheld this really important news, then the question arises, What other
I
evidence
think
may
the event
have
organizer there,
like from the
kind of
police
yelling
report?
out. You need me to pass that.
We're back to that. There's the police report. And they
There's a
recommend
Honda
privately and nobody
pilot
knows
over
about
here
it.
at
The police
Urso
report lied to you.
right here at the
By
Y.
not
It's
being
illegally
told,
parked, so
having not been told the origins of the speed of the
she
speed.
doesn't recover
In
it.
other words, it's a
Right
painting
now, we're at this intersection.
point
If you can
that it
pass
was a
the
political
please.
opposition research project.
Boy
Was the court
William
right?
9820.
Was the court told that it was
Honda
legitimately
pilot.
intelligence from all over the world,
administer a net treatment
best
of Zopanex.
intelligence agents the world
Breathing
over?
is really improved. Verifies as follows.
If they withheld the
Airport 20,
plan, the
poorly at a heart rate of 96. 10 at 96% right now, just on a nasal drain.
This whole thing,
140
this
nasal rate.
one little
Respiratory rate is about 36, but it's being less here. Wheezing
could
and
bring
successful attempt at IV access.
nobody knows that.
Otherwise, we're going to say about
But there are enough shady characters involved to believe there will be something of significance. Sidney Powell, a former federal prosecutor, author of License for Lie, exposing corruption in the Department of Justice, writes that Flynn should withdraw his Flynn's sentencing was delayed. It's supposed to have happened by now until May. The judge delayed the sentencing while all this is being studied. Sidney Powell writes that Flynn should withdraw his guilty plea and suggests that the judge, Sullivan, as the country's premier jurist experienced in the abuses of the Department of Justice, is the best person to confront the egregious government misconduct that has led to and been perpetrated by the Mueller-Weissman investigation and to correct or right the injustices that have arisen from it. Friday's order of the judge for these people to turn over every bit of exculpatory evidence they have to Flynn and his lawyers suggests that the judge is ready to do just that. The order consisted of an updated standing order detailing the government's obligations under Brady statute. On the surface, Friday's order seems inconsequential, but in comparing the December 12, 2017 version to the February 16, 2018 version, one substantive change stood out. It was subtle but significant given the posture of the case. The revised version added one sentence specifying the government's obligation to produce evidence material to the defendant's guilt or punishment includes producing, during plea negotiations, any exculpatory evidence in the government's possession. But this is all going to hinge on whether or not Flynn was told that the FBI didn't think he lied. We don't know. It just appears. Common sense makes it appear that that is the case. And I think with all these other indictments now that Mueller is announcing on the fringes, you know, Mueller's latest indictment is some obscure lawyer in the law firm Skadden Arp's London office for lying to somebody, lying to some agents about a case involving Ukraine. One of the things he's accused of is deleting emails. Well, I know somebody who deleted 30,000 emails and I still can't find it. And James Comey, the FBI director, said no reasonable prosecutor would prosecute her for doing this because she didn't intend to do it. So we're going after some small flight nobody ever heard of in a law firm in London in a case involving Ukraine. And part of the charge is that this clown deleted emails. Speaking of which, we have a delicious soundbite coming up after the break about that very subject. Don't go anywhere, folks. Just getting
on the EIB network.
Hi there, this is Jim Lago, and you're listening to News Radio 1360 KKTO.
Good friends, let me introduce you to LegacyBox.com. This is a new way to digitize all of your old home movies. Here's the problem. You got old photos, still, VHS tapes. You have no idea how to preserve them and the memory. Well, stop letting your precious memories get lost, thrown out, or forgotten just because they're deteriorating in an outdated format. LegacyBox.com is a service that takes care of everything. You get a specially made Legacy Box. It's an actual box designed for you to put your old tapes, pictures, and audio recordings in, and you send it back. They get your legacy box in a couple of weeks. You get your original and a perfectly preserved digital copy either on DVD or a thumb drive. And you'll get a 40% discount when you go to legacybox.com. Get 40% off your order at legacybox.com/rush.
We're asking people why Shave Secret is the best shave ever.
Shave Secret is an oil, not a balm. Best shave ever.
No nicks, cuts, rashes, or ingrown hairs. Best shave ever.
Yeah, Shave Secret. My skin feels smooth and soft.
Shave Secret for the
Best shave ever.
Shave Secret. Available at ATV, Walmart, and online at shavesecret.com.
Think about the time and money your business spends to attract the best talent. What if it was your office that attracted employees? Today's workforce wants an office that's as mobile and active as they are. Veridesk Standing Desk Solutions help you create an active workspace where employees are happier, healthier, and more productive. Veridesk products require little to no assembly, ship for free, and come with a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Browse all Veridesk products at veridesk.com/radio. That's veridesk.com/radio.
And now a look back at this week in history.
In 1792, George Washington signs legislation creating the U.S. Postal Service. The Postal Service Act established official mail routes and allowed for newspapers to be included in mail deliveries, also making it illegal for postal officials to open anyone's mail. The cost of sending a letter ranged from 6 cents to 12 cents. This week in 1945, during the bloody battle for Iwo Jima, U.S. Marines take the crest of Mount Suribachi and raise a U.S. flag. Hours later, more Marines head to the crest with a larger flag, joined by AP photographer Joe Rosenthal, who captured one of the most iconic pictures in history of the men struggling to raise the large pole and flag. The picture became one of the most reproduced in history and won Rosenthal a Pulitzer Prize. This week in 1981, Dolly Parton became a household name as her song 9 to 5 reached #1 on the pop chart. Dolly went from country star to superstar status, starring in the movie and writing the theme song, which was nominated for a Grammy and an Oscar. Little known fact, Dolly wrote one of the biggest hits of the 90s, Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. And this week in 1986, President Ferdinand Marcos flees the Philippines. In the 1986 election, Marcos defrauded the electorate, declaring himself the winner. But his rival, the wife of his assassinated rival, declared herself the winner, and the public rallied behind her. The U.S. airlifted him and his wife, Imelda, to Hawaii, where they lived in exile. Ferdinand died in 1989. Imelda was allowed back into the Philippines in 1991.
That's your look back at this week in history.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stop wrecks, stop you. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
News Radio 1360 KKTX. Available anywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
70 mile service fell down to his head. Just had blood on his head. Copy the briefing. 5 minutes 9, even 1 meter.
I'm looking at the clock. I don't have sufficient time. We have a Marie Hart soundbite.
He's a great dog. There's a barrier.
The only thing that's missing, she was on Fox a couple hours ago, and the only thing that's missing is her pronunciation of the word administration. And it was all over the soundbite. I was hoping when I requested this it would be in there, but it didn't fall within our allotted time. But it was... No, it's Michelle Obama. The Gothic struggle.
Southbound on Everhart.
Almost now I think
Address 3057 Eisenhower.
On the left, pronouncing the word. Believe me, I observed. So, in lieu of that, I want to tease you with something else that's coming. I'm holding here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers a printed piece on the recent issue of the Political magazine. And the headline, Why the NRA Always Wins. Second paragraph is there. It's Rush Limit. Rush Limbaugh went on Fox News right after an interview with several Parkland student survivors critical of the gun lobby. Of course, they're not political. To scold those who bash the NRA and insist that the only solution to school shootings is concealed carry in the school. Why does the NRA always win, despite the repeated national promise, despite poll after poll showing a majority in favor? You know, I can answer this. I haven't read the report. I just saw the headline. I told you why they win. It's not because they give away money. You know, he says that. It's not the money. Exactly. The NRA is fighting as donors compared to others. Getting the numbers of the last two programs, don't need to repeat it. The NRA strike in its massive membership with every ordinary who appreciate, respect, and love the organization under itself. And it simply is unbeatable with standard drive-by media-led persecution.
See something, say something. People saw it and said it, and still it happened.
This comment said, I'm going to be a professional school shooter.
And the FBI's admitted?
The FBI were told about this.
They actually dropped the ball, failing to follow up on specific tips that would have stopped this shooter.
Weekdays at 2. Sean Hannity.
Do we love our children? We had. They were at clinics.
News Radio 1360 KKTX.
911 emergency, how can I help you?
Fox News Radio, I'm like...
Yeah, there was a fight in my house. There's a kid and my son. Okay, I'm punching him and after he left the house, but I need someone here because I'm afraid he comes back and he has a lot of weapons. And he has a weapon he's going to get a dish right now because he purchased it. What kind of weapon, ma'am?
Some want to raise the age limit on
what kind of weapon did he get? That he's going to get a Remington?
Speaking to the Wall Street Journal in 2010, former President George Bush remembered what the man sometimes told
He bought a gun about a week and a half ago, and he gets it today, so that's the thing that he's going there now. Because that's all he wants is his gun, and that's all he cares about is his gun. And he bought tons of bullets and stuff, and I took it away from him, and I have a bunch of other little guns here. And BB guns, though. But he has the real gun that he's going to get now. He put the gun in the head of his brother before, so it's not the first time. And he did that to his mom. His mom died November 3rd. So he's not... It's not the first time he put a gun in somebody's head. He hits the wall. Okay. Throws a bunch of stuff. And what's his last name?
Responders.
911 emergency.
Hi.
I was just assaulted now. Someone attacked me, and they were going to duck me.
The Salvation Army provides hope for those who've lost everything else.
Well, I got mad and I started hacking walls and stuff, and then she was shooting at me.
And thanks to your help, the Salvation Army will continue doing the most good.
Oh wait, hold on. I just got a text. Okay, there's another one. Wow, busy me. So
So many comments on my comment.
I can't wait to watch TV tonight.
He started attacking me and he kicked me out of the house.
Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend,
Tell me what happened.
unplug.
Well,
Take your family to the forest.
Mad and
There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find a forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ag Council.
Hi, I was just assaulted now.
Multiple sclerosis destroys connection.
They were going to gut me.
So it's only fitting that connection would be its greatest enemy.
because connection takes away MS's ability to insulate. And as more connections form, we end up with more knowledge, more resources, more understanding, more ideas, and more hope. And then, the connections we make become more powerful than the connections MS destroys. MS kills connection. Connection kills MS. Give what you know at msconnection.org.
News Radio 1360 KATX. You're listening to Russia's Week in Review.
Mr. Sergey, do you realize, going back to the thing, do you realize the gold mine is sitting on here in terms of what the possibilities for exposure are? Do you understand what this could do to the entire pundit?
Where's the dog on Highway 315, Cheryl?
Don't doubt me.
720 to transit, individual 720.
Okay, so now we move on. Why the NRA always brings Rush Limbaugh went on Fox News. So this morning on Fox News, they were talking
cholesterol. It's gone vomited about 10 times today. Current vitals is 161, heart rate is 70. 96 on Wilman.
By the way, for those of you watching the video, some things we're going to show you on the video. Do you realize because of what we learned in the indictment? Let me rephrase it. The Mueller clearly spells out how the Russians operate. They were not trying to help Trump. They were trying to undermine and sow discord about Hillary. Everybody including the Russians. Putin and the Russians hadn't the slightest idea Trump was going to win, and they weren't trying to make Trump win because there's no way they could, as you'll hear from what the Russians did was to socially sow discord about our whole system to turn on our democratic system, and particularly elections. And the evidence is clear. Before the election, this Russian troll was running all kinds of anti-Trump operations, much like Robert Kramer was running. After having been paid by Hillary, Kramer was carrying a bunch of anti-Trump protesters and paid Trump rallies and caused trouble. Well, the Russians were posting ads and all kinds of things on social media, urging people to show up. This anti-Trump
established running 1,000 bags at this time. Vitals as follows. Blood pressure 135 on 64. Heart rate of 0.2 seconds on Lumarin. Breathing about 25 minutes non-labored.
He's not our president.
About 5 minutes after
the Russians actually organized a massive "He's not our president" rally 1 week after the election. And guess who promoted it? CNN, MSNBC, Michael Moore. These three and other leftist organizations became two useful idiots of the Russian troll farm. The Russians converted American news network into agents, advancing their agenda of provoking discord in the American political system. And MSNBC and CNN had no idea that it was a Russian. They thought it was grassroots American. CNN and MSNBC both thought that this was real anti-Trump hatred and real anti-protests. And there were ads on social media. And these ads encouraged people to show up. And Michael Moore retweeted these ads. CNN and MSNBC promoted them. Brian, let's switch to that one right there. Not my president. Put this one on the Dilly camera. Switch it over here. This is a tweet that I took a screenshot of. Not my president. This is a Trump with a red X face. This is a Russian-sponsored rally and a Russian ad that was retweeted by Michael and the network was all promoting it before it happened. All excited. All excited. This is a Russian operation. Right there. After the election, everybody says wanted Trump to win. And that's why they stole the election. Hillary. Not possible. Didn't do that. They thought Hillary was going to win. They were trying to undermine her before the election. Trump won. They do a run. Let's put another one. Next one. This is, that's Moore at the rally. That is Michael Moore at the rally at today's Trump Tower protest. He wouldn't come down. Here's my Facebook Live. And that's a still shot. These are all the people that the Russians caused to show up at an anti-Trump rally at Trump Tower. But they couldn't have done it without the help of MSNBC and CNN, who promoted it. They were so excited, they couldn't stop talking about it. They thought it was grassroots American voters that were livid after that. But it was a Russian social media. Did I send you a clear just to... Yeah, put the Bernie coloring book on. This is the Russians were trying to help Bernie. And this is an ad that's Bernie's ad. And this is an ad that's designed to create support for crazy Bernie during the and so forth. Does anybody think that ad?
He's got no head, neck, or back pain. He does have some eye pain. He's got about a quarter-inch laceration.
Now, for those of you not
right lower eyelid.
But all of these
his eyes are pearl. He's got no vision disturbances, no vision loss.
On the free
he's on
side,
blood thinners. He had no loss of consciousness.
This is what the Russians did.
So currently been seated in a position of comfort.
Even
current vital signs are blood pressure is
now let's go to Marine.
Heart rate is 92.
What's being discussed?
He's breathing 20 times a minute.
Russian meddling in the 2016 election. And it has come to light, and we were on the cutting edge of this. Remember Obama bragging how he had told Putin to cut it out? And Obama telling everybody the Russians couldn't have cut it out. The elections were too complicated, they were too complex. And Obama let everybody know it wasn't that big a deal. They couldn't. Remember, everybody was telling us to win. Obama couldn't start giving credit to the Russians for being able to win because that would taint her will. So Obama's out there basically saying the Russians are meaningless. They can't do anything because nobody wanted to taint what they all thought was going to be Hillary's victory. But what then came to light is that, well, if Obama knew that the Russians were doing this back in 2016, then why didn't he do something to stop it? Why all of a sudden now is it up to Trump to do something about it? When Obama was fully aware of it and talking about it and told everybody that he told Putin to cut it out, why is Obama doing it? So Bill Hemmer says to Marine President Obama said to Putin 2 months before the election, cut it out. Is that the extent of it?
My former boss confronted Russia repeatedly over this. And we did take steps publicly before the election. We came out and named and shamed Russia so voters would know what was going on. And we eventually expelled dozens of diplomats. We also had a Republican candidate at the time, Donald Trump, who was on the campaign speeches saying, Russia, please interfere, please hack Hillary Clinton, and please release those emails. So we were confronting a candidate who was actually
I've been trying to build it for reception. What's that called?
There was a man down at Saratoga State Parkway for a mail that was signed with
They did. This is
Bravo 130 and Charlie 170 code. Charlie 1, were you going to be clear permission?
Illustration of the left being criminals and having no sense of humor and no ability to recognize it, certainly no ability to ask. Let me play again for you what she's talking about. We have Russia, please interfere, please hack Hillary, please release those emails. So we were confronting a candidate who was encouraging the Russians to hack Hillary. It is mind-blowing. They really think this. I tell audiences when I speak, I give them examples of what liberals say, and they start laughing, and I stop them. And I say, folks, they believe this. They believe this. As a predicate, there's no competition. There's no education. There's no bringing them up to speed. These people have to be defeated. Marie Harvey, for all of her education, and for all of her sophistication, for all of whatever else she has, is ignorant. Just plain, flat out ignorant. This is what Trump said. I'm sure you'll remember it. It was July 26th, 2016 in Doral, Florida. And it's what triggered this whole thing. And at the time, everybody's trying to find out what happened to Hillary's email. She had 60,000 on her server. She deleted 30,000 and turned 30,000 over. Somebody, those 30,000 deleted, they have to be found. Comey said he couldn't find it. Comey in his July 5th press conference, which is about 3 weeks prior to get exonerated. They couldn't find the 30,000 emails. They weren't looking very hard. And so there's a press conference at the Rap, his golf club. And during the Q&A, this is what Trump said about Hillary's missing email.
I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Let's see if that happens.
I watched him. I'm laughing myself silly. I'm saying this is exactly how I would have felt. This is great parody, great satire. This is ramming it right down their throats. Hey, maybe if you guys can't find, you guys say Russia's doing this and you guys say Russia's doing that, well, hey, Russia, maybe you can find those emails, and if you do, turn them over to our media. We had a candidate at the time who was on the campaign speaker for Russia, please interfere, please hack Hillary Clinton. No.
Municipal court warrants, one for public intoxication alcohol, public intoxication drug, and public intoxication
this was instructive.
Oh, yeah, I remember. And checking roads. This room. Native 29 on the way around. No 27 coming back, and no local 24.
It's not just strategized, focused group crazy. They really believe it. They are really that humorless and bad.
Hold off on those.
And I think public schools will take it. Now, Cookie went back and she produced a loop for me.
Contacted Diana.
The big stand on Rob Hall.
Everyone day Charlie was the next step, he was laying on a pillow on the sidewalk behind
the you don't talk about the way people speak.
Upriver and Violet.
Well, yes, Marie Hart sounds just like Michelle Obama. I am a brief. I am a student of I listen to those people. You can learn a lot. And there are certain things that just stick. And I wonder where they are rooted and why they are never corrected. And Michelle Obama, if she ever says the word struggle, it's struggle. 42nd Street.
I'll send the name and number of the operators who's going to enter the vehicle to your screen.
The Obama administration. The Obama administration.
Okay, that's not administration.
What?
I know yours. So what, Rush? Why are you wasting valuable programming for this observation? Because it just fascinates me. If somebody told me that I was pronouncing a word that I'd fix it all himself.
Rush on the VIP Network. News, weather, and more on demand at 1360KKTX.com.
Today's technology makes things easier because everything's connected. The cell phone, the camera, even your smart TV, all connected in one account, and they're all connected to your Wi-Fi. It only takes just one weak link for a cyber-thug criminal to break in and obtain your data. And that's why the new LifeLock Identity Theft Protection now adds the power of Norton security to your devices. Now, while LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect threats to your identity, the addition of Norton Security helps protect up to 5-year devices from online threats. And if there's a problem, LifeLock agents will work to fix it. Of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or cybercrime and monitor all transactions in all business. But new LifeLock with Norton gives you more protection for today's connected world. Join now, get 10% off your first year. Go online to LifeLock.com and enter the promo code RUSH. That's LifeLock.com. Remember, promo code RUSH.
What happened? You used to go hours without visiting the bank. Now it seems like you're constantly getting up to pee, and you're even getting up at night to go. This is not okay. Listen, the makers of Super Beta Prostate, the #1 prostate formula, are introducing a new wonder pill, Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced, with 3 key ingredients that are great for your prostate. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. To celebrate, we're sending free bottles to men who want to cut down on bathroom fees. Your first 30-day supply is free. Pay shipping and handling. Call 1-800-257-5387. Early research suggests that an ingredient in P3 Advanced may help support a normal prostate size. Combine that with a reduction in urgency too, you have a formula you'd be crazy not to try. Get P3 Advanced free. Call 1-800-257-5387. 1-800-257-5387. 1-800-257-5387.
Are you going to go to the hospital to go give them the case number for the accident report?
Refugee camps, and remote villages around the world, Doctors Without Borders is delivering emergency medical care. With your support, our medical teams respond quickly when conflicts, deadly outbreaks, and natural disasters strike. Doctors Without Borders is funded by individual donors around the world, so our independence and impartiality allow us access to patients in need in places others often won't go. Doctors Without Borders is dedicated to delivering high-quality medical care in the worst circumstances. Doctors Without Borders is serving a love somewhere right now. Please support us today by visiting Doctors Without Borders. You make our work possible.
No, the big deal is that the media is out there saying the Russians and Trump colluded. The Russians and Trump colluded. The Russians promoting an anti-Trump rally, and the media is promoting a Russian attack. The media promoted it. It wasn't just MSNBC and CNN. It was all kinds of other magazines. You have Slate.com, other things. This was all promoting a Russian operation. They. Here's Obama. This is from our archives. Way back, October 18, 2016, White House Rose Garden. Question, Donald Trump telling his supporters the election is rigged. He's asking to monitor certain areas on election day. Are you worried the election might be disrupted?
I have never seen in my life
nobody's there. That's stopped across the street. The Walgreens stopped this.
Trying to discredit the elections and the election process before votes have even taken place. It's unprecedented. It happens to be based on no facts. There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections, in part because they're so decentralized and the numbers of votes involved. There's no evidence that that has happened in the past or that there are instances in which that will happen this time. And so I advise Mr. Trump to stop lying and go try to make his case to get votes.
Here's Obama in 2060. It's not possible. It isn't possible. There's no, it's unprecedented. Nobody's ever whined and complained about election results beforehand. The Democrats are constantly shouting out. We'll come back. But I want to get started on the phones. Pocatello, Idaho. Margaret, glad you called.
Negative.
So, you know that we're on Chris Ball's show before you were on. I sense that
the school system is just brainwashing these poor kids with,
we're not able to raise 140. You got shoreline. We're going to get a Delta unit to check his welfare.
Totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, my next point, too, though, is I think that feminism, modern-day feminism, is the main problem. And I think that...
Wait a minute, how is feminism? I haven't agreed with that. I would phrase a little bit different, but I haven't agreed. How's feminism the root?
Well, I think that women turning their back on God and Christian values and expecting schools or daycares to raise their children, and I think that feminism is from their economies. I think that, the way kids are being raised these days, I think that feminism is the ultimate problem that we're facing.
It's in the instance of the chickification of our culture, the demasculinization of men.
Yeah, that's true. I really think that all problems stem from modern feminism.
Well, which is a concentrated That's a research. University academics the University of Rochester. I will share that with you.
Somebody has to have the guts to say it. Rush on the EIB network.
Sean Hannity, 2 to 5. Our news radio, 1360 KKTX.
Hey, Simply Safe just released their latest version of a home security system, folks, and like the versions before, this all-new system protects your family and home with state-of-the-art technology. The new Simply Safe system has been redesigned. There are new safeguards to protect against downed Wi-Fi or power outages in your home. The all-new Simply Safe system components are designed to completely invisible. Smaller size sensors that contain more power and range. They've taken a great system to make it even better, holding true to the premise that your family security comes first, and it should be simple to operate. And you still get the same monthly service price. It's only $15 a month, and there's no long-term contract. SimplySafeUSA.com. That's the website. Go online. SimplySafeUSA.com. No offer code needed, just that address. SimplySafeUSA.com.
You probably...
iHeartRadio celebrates the contributions of African-American artists to every style of music, from funk to jazz, blues to hip-hop, and so much more. Hear music from the artists that inspired generations of musicians and continue to influence pop culture today. Aretha, Jay-Z, Michael, Marvin, Tupac, Diana Ross, and so many more. Listen to their special playlists for an iHeartRadio original station, like Urban Pop Classics and Motown Sounds, providing the soundtrack to Black History Month all February.
Here's your box office preview. Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams star in Game Night, a new comedy mystery thriller. A group of friends gets together each week for their game night, and that week they set up a murder mystery call. The line between playing reality is blurred when they stumble onto a real murder that they have to solve. Billy Magnuson, Sharon Horgan, Michael C. Hall, and Kyle Chandler also star. Also out is the sci-fi action and horror mashup Annihilation, based on the novel of the same name. A squadron of soldiers investigate the site of an environmental catastrophe, but only one returns alive. It's up to his wife and another set of volunteers to return to the area to find out what's happening to him and to the planet. Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Gina Rodriguez, and Oscar Isaac star. A romance crowd is the drama Every Day, based on the romance novel of the same name. A 16-year-old girl falls in love, but the object of her affection is a spirit that inhabits a different body each day. And Gary Rice, Debbie Ryan, Justice Smith, and Maria Bello star. Still in theaters are Black Panther, Peter Rabbit, 50 Shades Freed, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and 517 to Paris. And that's your weekend box office preview on iHeartRadio.
Doctors Without Orders is saving a life somewhere right now. Your support makes our work possible. Learn more at doctorswithoutorders.org.
USA Today story today. I think the headline is "Our Boys in Trouble." And it's not what you think. It's a story about the problem. And that we need to somehow
29 was 29. She's a resident. She was the one I was throwing out of the residence, but she already left the location. She's on to contact for now.
This is the story of Daniel, who was born 2 months early. He weighed 1 pound 7 ounces. His lungs weren't ready, his heart wasn't ready, his brain wasn't ready. At the hospital, the nurses said Daniel was a fighter, and they would do all they could to help him. The doctor said even with the best care, Daniel will never live. He will never see, and will never learn. Daniel's parents spent night after night at the hospital, watching his every breath, holding his tiny hands, and looking for signs that he was growing stronger. At home, his parents looked around Daniel's empty nursery, at the quiet toys and the still rocker, and they hoped that one day they could sit in that rocking chair and tell this story to their very healthy son. Daniel's is just one of the more than 500,000 stories of babies born prematurely last year, but there's hope for a happy ending. The March of Dimes is funding the research and programs to stop premature birth. You can help bring more babies home healthy. Learn how at marchofdimes.com. Working together for stronger, healthier...
In the middle of the night, in the middle of the day, whenever news happens, you'll hear it here. News Radio 1360.
The much-anticipated Democrats have released their memo in response to a Republican one earlier this month that alleged the FBI and Justice Department abused their powers in the Russian investigation.
That the former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe testified under oath in December of 2017 that they would never have sought the surveillance warrant for Carter Page if it weren't for the dossier. But that is not directly challenged. And it talks about how the Republicans were, in their words, disingenuous when they included evidence from those text messages between the two FBI officials, Agent Peter Strzok and the FBI lawyer Lisa Page, saying that this was prejudicial, that they had a hatred of many candidates, not just candidate Donald Trump.
Fox's Catherine Herridge. Democrats say their memo corrects key mischaracterizations and crucial omissions. Republican documents arrest public insertions of wrongdoing. Authorities in Florida investigated how law enforcement initially responded to a shooting that left 17 dead.
The FBI admitting that it failed to properly investigate a detailed tip in which a caller said the shooter Nicholas Cruz is capable of shooting up a school. Then we learned the school resource officer here on campus did not go inside. And now there are emerging details of at least 3 deputies who were on scene the day of the shooting and did not go inside the school, according to reporting of the Sun Sentinel newspaper. The Broward County Sheriff, those deputies' bosses, now saying 2 deputies are being investigated regarding their actions that day.
That's Fox's Matt Finn reporting from Parkland, Florida. School resource officer resigned after he expressed suspicion of not going inside and confronting the shooter.
Information still coming in. That's all the information that you get. There's no answer on call back.
I'm in almost every school bus in class. I go to school with your children. We take a test of the research program. I see my neighborhood and they tell me that I'm a very good kid. Well, I'm one of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with reading. This problem is caused by the new thing. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate provide 8 meals for 5 kids, or at least struggling with hunger. We are America, brought to you by the Creator and the Arkansas.
More than a dozen Afghan soldiers were killed in 5 separate attacks across Afghanistan today. Both ISIS and the Taliban were involved.
Just outside of the so-called green zone, in the part of town where you have a lot of embassies, including the U.S. Embassy, killing at least 2 Afghans there. injuring at least 7 more. Islamic State claimed responsibility for that attack. In the Helmand province, there were 3 attacks, including another suicide bomber. This one in a car. He was able to drive up to a base. The guards of the base were able to shoot him dead. However, the fire continued on, and in the explosion, at least 2 more Afghan soldiers were killed. And then finally, we had an ambush on an Afghan checkpoint. At least 17 Afghan soldiers killed.
Conscious Ryan Shoko. The U.S. Security Council has approved a resolution calling for an immediate 30-day ceasefire across Syria. A wave of airstrikes and shelling today on eastern suburbs of Damascus left at least 22 people dead and dozens wounded. President Trump's daughter and senior advisor, Ivanka Trump, at the Olympics in South Korea. She's cheering on the U.S. athletes and urging action on North Korea.
The U.S. delegation to the closing ceremony of the Winter Olympics in South Korea on Sunday. Talking about North Korea, including at a dinner and a meeting with South Korean President Moon on Friday. The detail, for example, the new sanctions was announced against the regime. Arriving Sunday and leading the North Korean delegation to the closure, the hardline general blacklisted for his ties to the regime's missile and nuclear programs. The press reports on whether Ivanka would be sitting near the North Korean ceremony. No meetings planned.
Prices being felt out in South Korea. Meanwhile, American men won the Olympic gold medal in curling in a decisive upset in Sweden. I'm George Smith, Fox News Radio.
iHeartRadio celebrates the
Getting the whole family to eat healthier is our goal for next year. But where do you start? Answers in a moment.
CHIP and Children's Medicaid cover just about everything, from checkups to prescription drugs, dental, and mental health care. The cost is $50 a year or less to cover all your kids, but most families pay little or nothing. Apply today at 877-KIDS-NOW or on the web at chipmedicaid.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Hellerstedt. Eating healthier isn't hard when you start with small steps, like adding a pinch of fruit or cup of vegetables to each meal. Don't overeat with extra large portions. Keep your meal sizes in check by eating dinner on a 9-inch plate or avoiding seconds. Make it easier to eat healthy by planning out your family meals for the week so you're not tempted to stop for fast food. And include brightly colored fruits and vegetables with high in vitamins and minerals to every meal.
KKTX brings you the Rush Limbaugh Show.
Show me a service, I'm going to roll.
You're listening to Rush's Week in Review.
Hey folks, great to have you here, Rush Limbaugh and the EIB Network, already Wednesday, the middle of the week. Telephone number, if you want to join us, 800-282-2882. The email address is rushco@eibnet.org. Sadly, my friends, your indulgence in the housekeeping stuff, your host is being smeared all over the United States over something I didn't even know had happened, and yet I am supposedly the leader of the group of people saying I didn't even know that this was happening or had been said. And then I get the audio soundbite roster and I find out I am the ringleader of this. Here's the deal. Apparently there is a member of the Florida legislature who has a member of his staff went out there and said that he knows that a number of these students from the high school are hired in a practice. And they're out there enunciating, the typical left-wing anti-gun control slogans, messaging, and so forth. And this guy has been fired because, of course, these students are not actors. Somebody researched it and found out the two kids he was talking about are indeed students. I didn't know that the Florida legislature knew the guy's name and the staff was named had said any of this. until I was reading all about it this morning, prepping the program, find out the guy has been canned. In fact, I read it in such a cursory way, I don't even remember names. And I remember thinking when I read it, why in the world would some do this?
Two white males on Harrington built.
If it isn't true, and it would be easy to find out. If some of these kids on TV are not even students at the school, it would be easy to find out. Instead, if you're just going to level this kind of charge, then I have to question the real purpose of leveling the charge, because this is just raw red meat for the drive-by media. Now they put me as the ringleader of this. You know, I got a note today from my buddy Jeff Lord, who writes at a number of places, in North Spectator and Newsbusters. He said, hey, we're working on a piece over here about the New York Times smear review yesterday. I wrote back, I didn't know I got smeared yesterday. So apparently I got smeared twice, or 3 times, and I'm just finding out about it today. So to illustrate this, we're going to start with audio from CBS News Radio 880 in New York. Dr. Wayne Cabot reported and other conservatives are reacting to student-led anti-gun protests resulting in some shooting last week.
Right-wing groups are claiming conspiracy, as some of the Parkland students they say are active in Capitol to the sites of shootings and push a liberal agenda. In fact, President Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., is among those who like the Paris tweets about 17-year-old David Hogg, portraying Hogg as the son of a retired FBI agent, being put in front of the cameras to defend the FBI while being manipulated and coached by the Democratic Party and gun control activists. The conspiracy theories are being picked up by people like Rush Limbaugh on WOR Radio, who says everything the students are doing is right out of the Democratic Party's playbooks.
Picked up the conspiracy that the 2 students are actors. I didn't even know that this thing had been launched, as I say, until today. Now, not only is this grossly misleading and false, it didn't stop yesterday on NPR's 1A, which is short for First Amendment. They have the First Amendment. The host, Joshua Johnson, speaks with a student from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, Chris Brady, about this.
Your cause is already becoming something of a political football. There's a narrative among some in conservative media about the students being used by the liberal media. Rush Limbaugh was on Fox News Sunday saying similar things, and others as well. Do you feel like you're ready to deal with the politics of this?
Why don't you point that? It's easy to find the tape. Why don't you go out and actually tell this student what I said instead of lumping me in with a bunch of people? Do I say things that I have not said? Making similar things. And others is picking up this student. Pick up the tape and resume it again.
Really nasty, really fast, and the shooting is still kind of raw for you.
It was expected. We know what we're up against. And, we're against Katie Thurmond, and we know we're going to get bogged down a lot in the politics of it all, and it's not going to be resolved in a few months, but, this could take years, but we're ready to hunker down and keep fighting.
But it wasn't finished there. Next we move on to, of all places, the 5 on the Fox News channel.
220 radio secure for MC.
Now, before I get to this, let me retrace some steps. And I've got quickly looking at the order. Because this burns me. This crosses me. I forget which day it was. Thursday. I spent considerable time on this program describing how ineffective even called out one of them by name. And I made the point that I couldn't believe how mature and composed this particular student's name is Addison Johnson. And I don't know if she's a junior or senior, but I saw her being interviewed, and she was the epitome of composed and poised. And I made supportive comment after supportive comment talking about the trauma these kids were experiencing, the shock of being shot at and so forth. And I know how impressed I was with their maturity, their ability to speak off the cuff, in answering questions dealt with the emotions. I never once insulted them. I never have mentioned a student at the school by name other than Addison Jones that occasionally well. I have commented on some of the sloganeering and the agenda that is being used here, and it is straight out of the Democrat. I've made the point that the left gets away with this quite easily by taking these kids or any group of people that happen to be activists advancing a Democrat Party agenda, and they immediately proclaim them as not political. Immediately. And the students themselves. The students said we need leaders of both parties to put aside their differences and join us in essentially taking down the NRA. So when you say that, we've made it political. And we've entered the political arena. Drive-bys voice all that up and then cast it as apolitical or non-political, therefore giving it credibility so that anybody reacting to it then is accused of being unfair. The trick that the left is using, the media have used for other methods to emphasize their beliefs and their ideology as not being ideology. As just the norm, as what everybody else thinks. And they're doing it in this scenario where all of the student protests and the agenda here, the objective. What is the objective? What's the objective of these protests? Can somebody tell me? I mean, it's right in front of your face. And they want action on the NRA. Now you cannot escape who these teachers are in these schools. We know what the public school system is. And we know what kind of things the students are being taught. You know something else that they're not seeing that probably also I'll bet you there's a lot of students in school that don't buy into this, that are not going to that are not going to this, but you're not hearing about them because the media doesn't find them. The media is not interested. So here's the soundbite from the 5. This is Jesse Waters and Juan Williams.
Rush Limbaugh says, hey, these students in this march looks like a bunch of Democrats. What do you say?
Well, I think to disagree with Rush. I don't know how you can prove that. I think you don't want to make policy based on someone who's just lost a friend to a deadly mass murder because they're 17 and incredibly emotional. They have very noble feelings about this issue. And I think they're going to be able to do
the fact that I said the same last Thursday and Friday. The fact that I have been totally supportive of this.
Look, guys, that
when they make their political moves, I will brush both comments. And when they're moved, categorized and described as not being but at no time has there been any personal criticism that is made up or unfair. I have simply
We are getting a call from 529 Clifford for that subject list. He's requesting contact. He's saying he has a gun that's expecting to hang on.
It won't be long before we learn that George Soros is funding a lot of this. George Soros funds now, just if you think it doesn't matter, come on, look at the text. This is one of the clearest illustrations of the really grave circumstances we face. I have a friend. He's got a boy. And he asked her, how much is the tax cut going to mean to you? She said, nothing. You're getting a tax cut. Nobody is. He said, what do you mean you're not getting it? I've seen it on the internet. Nobody's getting a tax cut. Remember those early polls? 75, 80% of American people opposed the tax cut. The media was lying through their teeth. And echoing Democrat Party comments saying it was a trick, business types, and that the average American wasn't going to get a tax cut at all. So my friend gave his daughter a tax calculator. Coco, we need to put one of these up on our website. It is a way that you can calculate based on new tax tables and your income, where you live, what your tax cut will mean to you every month. Well, it turns out that my friend's daughter did her calculator trick, and she found out she was going to
negative establishment time 3010.
she was stunned.
Location approximately 2 minutes.
And she didn't even want to run the calculator. She was afraid it was going to show her. So there are stories from yesterday and today. Literal stories. The media is reporting. More and more Americans are deciding the tax cut's good. I don't understand how they did everything they could to lie to the American people. So now the American people are discovering that they are getting a tax cut, and that
20-year-old white female with blonde hair, black shirt, towards Scandal. Lefting towards Morgan, towards Highway 66. She was a male driver. Patrol 2 at
61%. Now, right. And then there's a separate call-out today from Rasmussen. Trump's approval number's at 48%. Obama's approval number at this very time in his presidency was 45%. So Trump is doing 3% of the tax. My point is, the media can lie about this tax cut, and they can convince 75% of the American people that a tax cut is going to cost them money, and people believe it. So now, how far around the world is it that I started this whole line of thinking that the students at the high school are making X-rays to articulate and there isn't a thing that can be done about it outside the universe of you and this audience, people who use my RushLimbaugh.com app and website. And I doubt that any WOR is not going to correct this, and NPR is not going to fix this. And the 5 probably won't fix it. It doesn't matter if they do. Instance is always what defines things. But another thing is, look at the purpose here of the media. The part that actually did this is a known nobody ever heard of it. Staff for a Florida. Not even a member of U.S. This is the guy. And he probably got a lot of websites all huffed up and repeated what he was saying that these 2 students were acting. Well, of course they're not going to lay it on this guy. Nobody knows who he is. You can lay it off on Rush Limbaugh. This is how you smear the entire conservative movement. You lay it off on me. Now, normally, I don't respond to this because, as you know, I have a policy about this. I didn't even know this was happening. I know everything. But I don't watch cable news. And I don't listen to NPR. And I haven't seen the private news. So I didn't know any of this. So I got the sound bite 10 minutes before the program started. I didn't know that I was being banned for starting this whole business that the students are acting. I'm not denying. In fact, I will stand that we are looking at the Democrat Party's issue. There's no denying it. And the fact that the media wants to deflect that and to distort that tells me that they are, in fact, trying to present it as something other than if this just became the latest Democrat Party rant, I mean, that's de rigueur. That happens after every show. But now we have this. Along with this, they're now increasing calls for raising the age to get a, let's see, what is it? Lawrence Trident is the other one. Raise the age for rifle purchases. Okay, fine. A lot of people but see, solutions when offered by the law are never solutions. They are simply starting or offshoots of them. So comes out and suggests that we raise the age to 25 in order to be able to buy a rifle. Well, what other constitutional right do we put age restriction on? Free speech? About the Fourth Amendment protection from search. Age restriction on that. Age restriction How about we come up with some deal where we agree to put restrictions on certain kinds of guns or new restrictions?
And we do have a blood sugar reading of 149. ETA facility is going to be approximately 8 or 9 minutes.
Quick timeout. Take a break. Back and continue.
These numbers
loaded here today. Lots of
Network. Lago in the morning, and your station for Fox News Radio, 1360 KKTX.
Folks, you will definitely remember the first time you slept on luxurious sheets made with 100% organic cotton. You will wake up in the morning ready for it. You're going to be telling friends and family tonight that there is a difference when you sleep on it.
George King
the sheets may have roll, but you keep a piece of they will have the sheets you will ever sleep on. Rolling glass online only half the cost of designer brands while being twice the quality. Hundreds of thousands of Americans now love Roland brand sheets, including 3 U.S. presidents. But don't just take my word or theirs. Sleep on Roland brand sheets. Risk-free for a month. And if they're not the most comfortable you slept on, you send them back and get all of your money back. And you get $50 off your first set of sheets and free shipping. It's Roland Branch.
You used to go hours without this. Now it seems like you're constantly getting up to pee, and you're even getting up at night to go. This is not okay. Listen, the makers of Super Beta Prostate, the #1 prostate pump, are introducing a new wonder pill, Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced, with 14 ingredients that are great for your prostate. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. To celebrate, we're sending 3 bottles to men who want to cut down on bathroom trips. Yes, your first 30 days supply is free. Free shipping and handling. Call 1-800-257-5387. Early research suggests that an ingredient in P3 Advanced may help support a normal prostate size. Combine that with a reduction in urges to pee, and you have a formula you'd be crazy not to try. Get P3 Advanced free. Call 1-800-257-5387. 1-800-257-5387. 1-800-257-5387.
We have
even losing small amounts of weight. These small steps can give you a big reward. A life that's free from diabetes. That's right. You may be able to prevent diabetes by starting to take some simple steps now. Eat healthy. Have smaller portions. Go easy on foods with high salt and sugar. And eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grain foods. Increase your physical activity. 30 minutes of walking 5 times a week will do wonders. Not only for your waist loss, but it can even help prevent diabetes. Want to know more about preventing diabetes? Get your free copy of Your Game Plan to Prevent Type 2 Diabetes. It contains a calorie counter, physical activity tracker, and tips to help you lower your risk of Type 2 diabetes. Contact the National Diabetes Education Program at 1-888-693-6337 or visit TexasDiabetesCouncil.org.
Multiple sclerosis is finding MS divides minds from bodies, pulls us from our lives and away from each other. MS destroys connections, so it's only fitting that connections is the greatest enemy. Because as more connections form, maybe more maybe more understanding will lead to more resources. Maybe more people sharing what they've lived through will lead to better lives. And if everyone touched by this disease, every person with MS, every family affected by it, every doctor treating it, every individual who hears what this disease does, combining their efforts and knowledge and hope, then maybe the connections we make can become more powerful than the connections MS destroys. MS kills connection. Connection kills MS. Give what you know at msconnection.org.
Okay, no assault. No.
And now looky here, this is a story from Fox News. Florida school shooting survivor media using tragedy to push gun control. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School senior Brandon Minnick about the media's coverage of the shooting. A survivor previously interviewed by CNN and PMSNBC told certain media outlets are politicizing tragedy to push gun control. He's an 18-year-old senior. And of course, he's a one-off. My point is, they're all conferences out there. They're not going to be found. They're not going to be highlighted. So you see, and then there's this, an Ohio County Sheriff Richard Jones has a novel solution for preventing the next school shooting, and it involves putting guns in the hands of teachers. On Sunday, Sheriff Richard Jones tweeted he'd be offering free concealed carry classes to teachers in Butler County. He hinted at offering training directly pertaining to stopping an ongoing shooting situation. 50 slots. He had 50 people he was going to teach. And they were filled with all kinds of people who wanted the opportunity to learn concealed carry and stop them. So you see, it's not as one-sided as the media would have you believe out there. We found audio of me last week. Coming right up.
Listeners of radio, I have the distinct honor of presenting to you Rush Limbaugh.
The state of the union is I can see it. And it'll be even stronger when Democrat obstruction and corruption is stopped. And it will be. Believe me.
Weekdays at 11.
Stay tuned. We're making America great again.
On News Radio 1360 KKT.
Fox News Radio, I'm Mike Brown. The Democratic sponsor memo has been released. It's a rebuttal to the GOP memo alleging government surveillance release.
It makes the argument that the FISA application was made on the basis of intelligence that was quite unrelated to the document.
The release of the Democratic memo comes after weeks of back and forth over how much the document would be redacted. The Florida high school mass shooting had billionaire Democratic donor Tom Steyer looking ahead to the November election and young people voting. Steyer is donating $1 million towards a high school student voter registration drive. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Their baseball games or recitals because their parents were serving in faraway places. And now their parents are coming home from battle. Some with wounds you can see, and some with wounds you can't see, like post-traumatic stress disorder. Every day, Wounded Warrior Project assists wounded warriors and their families with the Warriors to Work program, a program that helps warriors translate their military experience to civilian job experience, and they help employers find the right warrior for the right job.
My mom used to be a tank programmer. Now she works with computers. I'm really glad she's home because I can't eat my dad's marshmallow macaroni anymore. I was 2 when my dad went away to war. He was there for 3 of my birthdays. Now he's home and he's a logistics specialist.
If you're looking for proven professionals, contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
What will you be? The wall, the roof, a room, or will you build stronger windows? Each year, thousands of volunteers build houses and so much more with Habitat for Humanity. They build better lives, hope for the future. So, what will you build? A kitchen, a bedroom, or will you build a stable home for the new neighborhood, a better world? What will you build?
day in nearly 90 countries, Habitat volunteers, donors, and families are building houses, hope, so, what will you do? Find out at Habitat.org and help them.
Sergeant Jason Nielsen served his country as an MP in Iraq.
I was in Iraq for 10 months before I was hit by a sniper.
He suffered a paralyzing injury, ending his military service. Paralyzed veterans of America's national service officers, such as Shalita Latham, are trained to help injured veterans get all the benefits they've earned.
She worked with my wife, took care of everything for me just so I could focus on just recovery and trying to get on with life.
To learn more, visit EVA.org.
Now, 1560 KKTX brings you the Rush Limbaugh Show.
Upper Bay Area cat lab down. Central unit.
You're listening to Rush's Week in Review.
We just added a link to the tax calculator at rushlimbaugh.com. And we went back and found the transcript and the audio from last Friday on this program talking about the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Pass School students.
Negative. I'll try an additional call.
And, of course, this, I guess, was not noteworthy. Those who are used to link usually to this absurdity that the students are a bunch of actors hired by the Democrat Party. Now, the Democrat Party does that.
Hello? Advisors, it happened on the farm.
Robert Kramer, working with Obama and Hillary, hired people to show up and protest at Donald Trump rallies during the campaign.
Yeah, I think it's over there.
But I never said any of that was going on with these students. In fact, it was quite the opposite. This was Friday afternoon last week. Go back to the Madison Ghost. Unfortunately, I didn't catch any other names. I don't mean to say that. But she was amazingly composed.
Bravo 1, Delta 1.
Obviously, emotional.
Oh, okay. Can you picture up?
What TV?
I don't think it's TV. I think it's on the left side.
It was amazing. It looked like a 17-year-old.
You said 4,300 people or 4,200?
17, 18, 16. I'm not around. I was.
Some others have been overcome emotion. All of this is entirely understandable. They've been traumatized.
The media is using these students to advance the media's radical. I'll give you an example. There was a prayer vigil. We had one of the folks was Debbie.
Number 520052.
So she shows up and she tried to turn that prayer vigil last night into the Wellstone Memorial.
Yeah, those are the apartments right there.
She started hammering Republicans and started demanding that the kids, attendees, vote Democrat. In the middle of a prayer vigil. What did the kids do? Right in the middle of Laverne Schultz diet. No more guns! No more guns!
That's why I've always
students want no more guns. They were just targeted.
I think building 5 is
17 of them. They're devastated. No one reported any of that. On Friday night, on Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday, or Wednesday. No, instead it is made up or him. One of the most prominent people saying that the kids are active, and that they're not really students. And as I say, I didn't even know that somebody had alleged that. Staffers from Florida yesterday, so we have you'll be able to share that transcript. Insulting the students and calling them actors. The audio and the transcript are both available on our website and the app on the free side. Now, the students from the high school went to Tallahassee. They're there in Tallahassee, and they are participating. They're actually rallying now. In fact, our microphones are there. And we can jip it a little bit. The students are following each other to the microphone and offering their thoughts on it. Let's listen to a little bit of it just to give you a flavor.
We know we are old enough to understand financial responsibilities. We are old enough to understand why a senator cares about re-election. We are old enough to understand why someone might want to discredit us for their own political purposes. But we will not be silenced. It has gone on long enough that we, just because we are kids, we are not allowed to understand. But trust me, I understand. I was in a closet, locked for 4 hours, with people who I would consider almost family, crying and weeping on me, begging for their lives. I understand what it's like to text my parents, goodbye, I will never ever get to see you again, I love you. I understand what it's like to fear for your life. And I don't think we should ever be discredited because of that. I don't think we should ever be silenced because we are just children. I feel that that is powerful, and it is one of the only reasons this movement is where it is right now. I am angry and sad. And I don't know if I'm going to be traumatized because of this. I don't know if I'm going to have faith in my state and local government anymore. Because what I saw today was discouraging. But I want everybody here today to know we will not be discouraged. We will not falter. We will not stop this movement. Because this is more than just us. This is everybody in America. This is for every single kid who fears for their life. This is more than Parkland. This is more than Florida. This is more than the United States. This is something serious. It is about human lives. Please, I beg and I demand that every single person in power who has the ability to change the fear that kids feel going back to school, that they do something. Because I want everybody to know I'm supposed to be going back to school in less than a week. And I'm not ready. I don't think anybody here is ready. I don't think anybody here is ready to go back to class and just have an empty seat. And you know that empty seat is because someone's dead. Because somebody lost their lives. And I don't know how I'm going to cope with it. I've spoken to grief counselors, but grief counselors can only do so much. What we need is action. And we need it now more than ever. Because people are losing their lives, and it is still not being taken seriously. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take to get some people to realize this is more than just re-elections. This is more than just political gain. This is more than conspiracy theories and people trying to disqualify us from even having an opinion. This matters to me more than anything else in my entire life. And I want everybody to know I personally, I'm prepared to drop out of school. I am prepared to not worry about anything else besides this. Because change might not come today. It might not come tomorrow. It might not even come March 24th when we march for our lives down in Washington. But it's going to happen, and it's going to happen before my lifetime because I will fight every single day. And I know everyone else here will fight for the rest of their lives to see sensible gun laws in this country and so that kids don't have to fear going back to school. Thank you.
That was
7114.
That's the name of that story. We'll get one more here before we have a break.
2922 Avenue, Well-Med, Southport.
Is this political or not?
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Chapman. I'm a junior at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. MSD is not only my school, but my home. On February 14, 2018, an intruder broke into my home and robbed 17 innocent souls with a chance to impact the world. These outstanding and compassionate evils left us too soon due to the lack of gun control in our state and country. This atrocious act not only broke the hearts of our community, but broke the hearts of the entire world. We cry, we mourn, and most importantly, we ask why. I've been asking that question a lot lately. I haven't gotten an answer that satisfies me. So we came up with the solution to the answer that we would never gotten. And that's a name. Never again. Because never again should a child be afraid to go to school. Never again should students have to protest for their lives. Never again should an innocent life be taken while trying to gain an education. And never again, Carmen, Scott, Fife, Kristen, Meadow, Jamie, Alyssa, Kathleen, Helena, Nick, Alana, Cara, Martin, Luke, Gina, and Alex are not. That is why we have organized this revolution. For them. A revolution created by students for students. Because at the end of the day, we are all positive, we're all passionate, and we're all proud to be leaders. Thank you.
And that was Sarah Chadwick. Students are rallying at voicing their concerns over the lack of action. Now, may I say something here? Where are you? Well, I'm at the state capitol in Florida, which is Tallahassee. So they have decided, which a lot of people do, that to fix things they think are wrong, they've got to go to where politicians are. Their laws are made. But that's not... But it's just a golf cart. But the cars don't want to come back to why this event happened. The FBI let this shooter slip through their hands. How? 39 different visits, 32 different subsidy parties, expelled from the street. The shooter exhibited signs of this kind of behavior for a long time. And there are a lot of people who could be questioned about why something wasn't done about it, why something wasn't done with it. But they are in Tallahassee, protesting in the Florida legislature. March 24th, they're going to go to Washington, where they are going to protest the United States government. Now, they left for Tallahassee, and I have a headline here. I really, wire report stories. It's AP, Reuters, with Stoneman Douglas students watching Florida House declines to take up an assault weapons ban. Less than a week after 17 people were fatally shot at Florida High School, the State House in Florida has voted down a motion to take up a bill that would ban assault rifles, effectively killing the measure to the student. The vote was 36 to 71. So less than a week after the event at the high school, there was an assault weapons ban proposed in the Florida legislature, and it was defeated 71 to 36. And students from the marginal Stoneman Douglas High School were in the gallery to watch. Visited press photo showed one of the students, junior Cheryl Corona, being overpowered alongside several other students. And then we get on the bus to go to Tallahassee. We're going to cross the musician to the office, and the first thing you see is the Florida House screaming. 71 to 36, voting down a proposed ban on assault weapons.
IB Network. When you hear the voice of Network, you're listening to 1360 KKTV.
Asparagus, banana.
Beet, bell peppers, broccoli, blueberries, blackberries, cranberries.
I make my Texas superfood from 55 raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables.
Mangosteen, pineapple, potato papaya, parsley.
You can see all 55 on TexasSuperfood.com.
Raspberry, all of the nutrients that we need on a daily basis, you know. It's been
barely a week, and already my skin is better.
I lost 60 pounds. I mean, that's huge. Then coming from home, I haven't been to
I'm Dennis Black here in Dallas, Texas. Wouldn't you rather be healthy, energetic, and fit?
Borderline healthy.
Join us on TexasSuperfood.com.
TexasSuperfood.com.
Patient has a history of cirrhosis of the liver.
That's 877-55 Texas.
Patient was given the instruction that he is probably going to have his captive read. Vital signs are as follows: blood pressure 133.
Recent Herbies, the future of frozen yogurt.
Pulse rate is setting at 99% respiration
Yes, ma'am. Our Froyo robot serves 7 different flavors of delicious frozen yogurt with up to 6 delicious toppings, all within 60 seconds. We place our robots all over the country. Malls, theaters, theme parks, almost anywhere people want an amazing food. It's the future of frozen yogurt.
And you sell these robots?
That's right. Whether you're looking for a full or part-time turnkey business, Recent Herbies Froyo robots are available as a unique franchise opportunity across the United States.
And how do I find great locations for my robots?
Well, actually, we do that for you. Your robots go into high-traffic, secure locations, engage with customers daily, deliver amazing Froyo experiences to customers, and you collect the profits. They work so you don't have to.
Well, I definitely want my own Froyo robot.
It's easy. Just go to FroyoFranchising.com and enter promo code 2020. That's FroyoFranchising.com, promo code 2020. Locations are going fast, so don't wait. Again, that's FroyoFranchising.com, promo code 2020.
Driving safely requires your full attention, eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and your mind on driving. However, even drivers who are paying full attention can wind up in a deadly crash, sometimes by simply trying to prevent one. Here's Tech Stop's John Barton with more.
Crashes can happen when a driver veers off the road to prevent an oncoming collision or runs off the road due to distraction, and then overcorrects to get back on the road. Overcorrecting occurs when you turn your vehicle sharply in the opposite direction that it's heading. It's a common mistake and can cause you to lose control, roll over, or hit another vehicle. Instead of allowing panic to cause you to overcorrect, gradually reduce your speed and keep a firm grip on the steering wheel. And the neighbors will warn you about it.
Overcorrecting can happen anywhere, but it's most common on narrow two-lane roads where there's no wide shoulder to accommodate a vehicle. The key is to remain calm, regain control of your vehicle, and gradually ease back onto the road. Be safe, drive smart, and avoid overcorrecting.
I made a bus to go down that way. I put all the chips on that route. Have another one that
Billy Graham passed away this morning. He was 99 years old. A true warrior for Christ.
140 is your radio secure?
He ministered untold millions around the world, presidents, and anyone in the faith. Billy Graham was a rock. I never had a chance to meet him, but I know many people who did. And he was apparently a person whose presence were rendered in awe. Just his presence. And he said something, he said many things. One of the things I'd like to remind you, Billy Graham said, he said, someday, this is a quote, someday you will read or hear that Billy Graham is dead. Don't you believe a word of it. I shall be more alive than I am now. Just have changed my address. I will have gone into the presence of God. And so he had. Let me offer a clarification. I just got a note from somebody who thinks you're not saying what you would have. You're not saying it correctly. And this person says, what I hear you saying, and this is right on. When I observe that the students appear to be advocating, marketing, pushing for the Democrat Party agenda, I am not accusing the students of doing anything. I don't believe students remain in shock, and you can hear it when they speak, you hear their fear, their anger, and it's real. Imagine going back in the first day back. There will be empty chairs in the classrooms. They'll never forget this. And when something traumatic...
One of the customers that got on the route advised that the gentlemen were bothering her.
Very all it takes
Hey, sir, don't have to take care of them. Right around the corner.
Why give the example of Debbie Glebernow Schultz?
10-4, copy that. Go ahead and
that the American left and the
meet me
Democrat
out there on 837. Just go ahead and let me know.
And
Right that way.
Yeah, I just ran some off over at the end. You might have migrated back over there.
Kids are still in shock. None of them would want to go through this again. Nobody would want to see a gun again. They are and remain in full grief. But the kids didn't rent the truck. The kids had to pay their own money to hire the drivers. And I don't think the kids are buying enough food to feed them. Somebody organized all of this. Somebody assisting. And that's why I think the Democrats, that's why I think the American left and its activist community organization cost. That is perhaps a better way of stating what I think is going on. Anyway, brief time out, and we have reached the end of another scorching and busy broadcast. Back with more
But not anymore, thanks to Rush and the EIB Network. Largo in the morning. This is News Radio 1360 KKTX.
Today's technology makes things easier because everything's connected. Your cell phone, your camera, even your smart TV, all connected to one account, and they're all connected to your Wi-Fi. It only takes just one weak link for a cyber thug criminal to break in and obtain your data. And that's why the new LifeLock identity theft protection now adds the power of Norton security to your devices. Now, while LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect threats to your identity, the addition of Norton security helps protect up to 5 of your devices from online threats. And if there's a problem, LifeLock's agents will work to fix it. Of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or cybercrime or monitor all transactions in all businesses. But new LifeLock with Norton gives you more protection for today's connected world. Join now, get 10% off your first year. Go online to lifelock.com and enter the promo code RUSH. That's lifelock.com. Remember, promo code RUSH.
That's not my radio, it's yours.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest organization of wartime veterans in the nation. We've served America in uniform. We continue to serve through our membership in the American Legion. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and what it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. We're at the forefront to protect our flag from acts of defecation. We have many programs that teach our youth about the rights and responsibilities of citizenship and what a gift it is to be an American. And you can find us marching down main streets in small towns and big cities all across America, showing our support and pride for our veterans and their families. Go to Legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Here's the iHeartRadio Top Trending Songs now. First up at number 5, she's down 2 spots this week. It's Halsey with Bad at Love.
Work off fire dispatch.
Check the dates for her Never Be the Same tour. At number 4, it's Camila Cabello featuring Young Thug, Havana. He gained 2 positions this week. It's the 26-year-old New Jersey native Charlie Puth with How Long at number 3. Next at number 2, he's already talking about his next album. In the meantime, you've got Perfect from Ed Sheeran. And finally, she broke a record for YouTube views and has your number 1 trending song this week, Dua Lipa, New Rules. And that's your iHeartRadio Top Trending Songs now. Hear them all on iHeartRadio.
Russians. CNN was duped by the Russians. Why doesn't CNN kind of track down Americans who've been duped by CNN? That would be a much more valuable newsworthy segment. Many American liberals are fit to be tied, folks, over the success of the Marvel movie Black Panther. All kinds of diversity in it, but there aren't any gay characters, there isn't any homosexuality in the movie, and the rest is TikTok about it. Folks, have a wonderful rest of the day.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, our strong national defense, and American life. These four pillars shape our work and what we do for America. We work relentlessly within our four pillars of service, and we succeed. As the largest veterans organization in the nation, we have the numbers and power to influence our leaders in Washington, D.C. to enact laws that make sense for America, and to make sure our veterans receive the care and benefits they have earned and have been promised. And we have over 14,000 American Legion members, sponsoring youth programs and promoting patriotism and American values all across this great country. We're proud of our service to our country in uniform during times of war, and we're honored to continue to serve through our membership in the American Legion. Go to Legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. For your 2 cents.
I cannot believe some of the hogwash I'm hearing from some of your callers.
Is welcome. News Radio 1360 KKTX.
Democrats say it should put things to rest. I'm Joe Chill, Fox News. A Democratic memo has been released in response to a GOP memo earlier this month alleging the FBI and Justice Department abused their surveillance powers in the